Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. The whole mansion was silent and cold despite being filled with hundreds of guards and servants. Everyone was carefully working around because their Mafia King was currently inside his private office attending an important online meeting. The atmosphere inside the office was heavy. Several mafia leaders were visible on the large laptop screen placed over the black table. Everyone was discussing shipments, routes, and secret deals nervously while the men sitting in the couch listened to them with a dangerously calm face. Min Yungi, the ruthless mafia king, dressed in black shirt and sleeves folded till his elbows, expensive work around his wrist, and cold eyes fixed on the laptop screen. His sharp fingers tapped slowly over the table while everyone else lowered their head in fear. No one dared to make mistakes in front of him. Yungi, it should reach tonight. Menwan, yes, boss, we will handle it. Yungi, if you had taken care of everything, I wouldn't be here today. Continue, said while looking at his file. He leaned back slightly on the couch while listening to the reports silently. The room looked terrifyingly quiet until suddenly the office door slowly opened with a loud thud sound. Everyone became completely silent in fear, but the moment Yungi looked towards the door, the coldness in his eyes disappeared completely. A small pouty figure entered the office while dragging his fluffy yellow blanket behind him. His soft hair were messy and his eyes looked puffed in annoyance. He was wearing Jungi's oversized black hoodie that almost covered his tiny body completely. He was none other than his cute, innocent husband, Min Jimin, who looked absolutely adorable in this mad face. Without caring about the ongoing mafia meeting, he walked straight towards Yunki with angry little steps and stand in front of him, placing his tiny baby hands on his waist, showing his anger. A small smile appeared on his face. Yungi chuckled a little, shaking his head. Everyone was shocked to see their cold mafia kings this side. He slowly adjusted his laptop, showing only his face, and signaled Jimin to come to him. Jimin didn't say anything and lay down on the couch, resting his head on Yungi's lap. Yungi carefully covered Jimin completely with his yellow blanket, gently patting his head. Yungi looked at the screen. What are you looking at? Continue. Mentu, boss, should we eliminate them? Yungi, finish it clearly and send me the report till tomorrow morning. I don't want any excuse. He continued his meeting in his cold, ruthless aura while patting Jimin's head. Whenever he stopped patting his head, Jimin slightly grabbed Yungi's hand and started patting his own head with Yungi's big veiny hand. Yoongi understood what his husband wanted and started petting his head. After 40 minutes, he was done with his meeting. As soon as he shut his laptop, Jimin popped up and sat on his lap with his big angry pout. Jimin, I'm your husband. You should have supported me. How dare you to come here leaving me there alone with that old dangerous lady? Yoongi, dangerous old lady? Jimin, nodding his head vigorously. Yes, dangerous old lady. You know he didn't let me move from the table until I finished my meal. Yoongi, it means you finished the veggies and it's true both. Unbelievable. Jimin, what unbelievable, huh? Jumped on the ground and grabbed Yoongi's hand. Come with me and scold her. Yoongi pulled Jimin back again on his lap. How can I scold her? She is elder than me. She is our Azuma. Looked at Jimin's fuming face. But I will talk with her and told her to not force my baby, okay? Jimin shook his head vigorously. Not okay. She didn't even give me sweet dish. Yoongi picked him in his arms and stood up. Then I will make it okay. Pulled him in a soft and long kiss while walking towards their room. Jimin was sulking like a baby, but Yoongi's grip was stronger. He locked the door and lay on the bed carrying Jimin on his chest. He gently pulled out and said, Yoongi, is this much sweetness okay? Jimin head on Yoongi's chest. You are so mean. You always take that old dangerous lady's side. Yoongi, because she is always right, tried to divert his attention. You are growing your hair? Said by creasing his long hair. Jimin, didn't you like it? Yoongi, I absolutely loved it. Now you are looking like a fallen princess. Jimin, mad. Queen, I'm your queen, not princess. Call me a queen, otherwise. Yoongi, princess pouty cheeks. You will have to learn a lot to become a queen, and there is still a lot of time for that. Till then, happy with my princess. Jimin, Cecily, whatever, either queen or princess, both are I. He opened all Yoongi's shirt's buttons, slightly pushed his shirt away from his chest, revealing a crown-shaped tattoo hiding Jimin's name in it. He started it. Yoongi was gently creasing his back. Yoongi, I'm going on the mission tomorrow. Jimin looked at him. Again, you returned 2 days ago? Yoongi, but I have to go again. Jimin, for how many days? Yoongi, just for a month and a half. Ah! Jimin bite his tattoo, leaving his teeth mark. You are saying this just? Yoongi, I know it's a little long, but I promise after this we will go on a long vacation. Till then, all your pre-final will finish and you will get a week off for your final exams. Jimin hugged him tightly. Take me with yourself. Yoongi, I'm not going for a picnic. I'm going for a dangerous mission. But why are you worrying? I will be back in a month and a half. You are going to be very busy these days for your studies. Jimin, I miss you. You don't even love me. Yoongi, once I will return, I will love you the way you never think about. Until then, focus on your studies. Are you listening? Jimin, okay, I will focus on my studies, but tell that old dangerous lady to not bully me. Yoongi, she won't if you stop throwing tantrums and promise me now. Jimin, I promise you, I will focus on my studies and be a good boy. Now let me sleep. I'm so sleepy. Lay down on his chest. Yoongi pulled him in his embrace. My good boy. Kissed on his head. Time skipped after a month. A month and a few days had passed, but still Yoongi hadn't returned from his mission. At first, Jimin behaved exactly the way he promised. He attended classes properly, completed assignments on time, ate meals with Azuma, and even answered Yoongi's calls obediently. But slowly, when Yoongi became out of reach, phone calls stopped, everything started changing. Freedom that once felt beautiful slowly turned dangerous in hands of a boy who had never experienced it before. And the biggest mistake was there was no one to stop him. Jimin, breaking the queue. One cold coffee and a double cheese sandwich. Boy one, it's my turn to give order. Jimin removed his limited edition shades and looked at him from head to toe. Who the hell are you to touch me? Don't you know me? Boy one, I don't need to know you. It's my turn. If you want to get food, get in a queue. Jimin looked at a long queue. Queue is for ordinary people like you, not for me. I'm special. Boy one, what's so special in you? Do you think we all are here, fool who are standing in a queue and waiting for our turn? Jimin, I think you are new here, that's why you dare to open your mouth in front of me. My husband is a mafia king. In my one call, he will come here and shoot the bullet in your middle of the foreheads. Do you want to die at such a young age? Boy 2, no, please don't call your mafia husband. We don't have any problem. Take your order. Jimin looked at Boy 2. You seemed intelligent. Listen, everyone. If you have to study here, you have to bow down to me. Otherwise, I don't think you want a demo. He took his meal and left while glaring at Boy 1 who was standing, lowering his gaze. This wasn't the first time he threatened someone. He always threatened everyone by Yoongi's profession, even professor and principal too. Principal, I called you here to talk about your pre-finals result and you are shamelessly eating sandwich? Jimin, where is it written that we can't talk while eating? My ears are open. I'm listening. Professor June clenched his fist. Kim Jimin? What's this tone? Have you forgotten where are you standing and with whom are you talking? Have you forgotten all your manners? Jimin looked at him. Live about me. But I think you must have forgotten my name. I am Min Jimin, husband of Mafia King Min Yoongi. If my husband knows you both are talking with me in this tone, he won't leave you two. Professor June, do you think I'm scared of your mafia husband? Jimin, I don't care about that. Why do you call me here? Do you know how busy I am? Principal, Min Jimin, you didn't attend your pre-final. You have failed. Do you know what it means? You aren't able to give your final exams. Jimin, who cares? Professor June grabbed Jimin's arm and pulled him to himself. What do you mean by this? What do you think you will have any future with your this attitude? Jimin yanked his hand. You don't need to worry about my future. My future is very bright and secure. My husband is a mafia king. I don't think about anything. I'm fully secured and happy with him. I don't need any degree. Walked away. Jimin's behavior was changing with every passing day. He was becoming more mannerless. Now he used all his day in partying and playing games. Azuma, Jimin, leave your mobile and eat your dinner. I reheated it twice. Jimin, are you listening to me? Snatched his mobile. I'm saying something. What are you doing on your mobile? Jimin stood up. What's this behavior, you old lady? Looked at the table. And what's this? Why did you prepare this food when I told you to prepare pizza for me? Azuma, you ate pizza yesterday too? It's not good to eat fast food daily. Eat something healthy. Jimin, and who the hell are you to decide what I will eat or not? Azuma, it's my duty to feed you healthy meal. Now stop showing tantrums and finish the meal. Jimin took the dish and threw it on the wall. Happy now? Go and prepare pizza for me. Azuma controlled her anger. Jimin! Jimin, what Jimin? I know my name is Jimin. You don't need to tell me again and again. Don't look at me. Go and prepare pizza for me. Azuma, there is no pizza for you. Kitchen is under my control. You will only get healthy food. That's it. Jimin, don't forget you are just a head maid. Don't try to be my mom. Picked his mobile and walked out. Azuma, where are you going this late? Jimin, you are useless to prepare food for me, but I can't stay hungry. I'm going out. Don't wait for me. Left. Azuma, rubbing her temple. Yoongi, come back fast. This boy is getting out of my hand. Don't know why he is behaving like this. I hope he behave well in front of Yoongi, otherwise nobody will save him from his anger. Started cleaning the mess. Azuma became hurt hearing that, but Jimin didn't notice. He stopped caring because ever since Yoongi left, nobody could control him anymore. Late night parties, clubbing, shopping, skipped lectures, fights, arrogance, lies. The once disciplined boy was disappearing slowly, and the scariest part was Jimin himself didn't realize how badly he had changed. Time skipped after a week. A week had passed. Jimin's behavior completely changed. Yoongi returned from his mission early. He didn't inform Jimin about it. He thought to give Jimin a surprise, but he got surprised to hear Jimin's complaints. Jimin's principal called him and told him everything about his academic result and behavior. He asked to Azuma and other servants, but they didn't say anything. Yoongi checked the CCTV footage and became mad. He was waiting for Jimin while drinking his wine, who went out for a party but hadn't returned yet. After a few minutes, Jimin returned. He was swaying because of alcohol. As soon as he saw Yoongi, he climbed on him, hugged him tightly. Yoongi didn't react. Jimin climbed on Yoongi and hugged him tightly. Yoongi! You returned? You know how I missed you? Tried to kiss him, but Yoongi turned his face to the side. No kissy? Fine. He grabbed Yoongi's shirt and pulled it, button popped out and fell on the floor. He touched Yoongi's crown-shaped tattoo and started. He was fully drunken and bubbling in drunken state. Yoongi didn't say anything. He just picked him up in his arms and took him to their room. Time skipped in the morning. Jimin woke up with a severe headache. He saw Yoongi was wearing his coat. He rubbed his eyes and said, Jimin, Yoongi, when did you come back and now where are you going early in this morning? Yoongi, without looking at him, get ready. We have to go for a very important work. Jimin, okay, stepped down on the floor and hugged Yoongi tightly. Good morning. I will be back in 20 minutes. Yoongi didn't hug him back. I'm waiting in the living room. The entire ride from the mansion to the university passed in complete silence. Jimin had already sensed the tension. The moment Yoongi neither spoke to him nor looked at him, even once, Yoongi directly walked towards Professor Jones' cabin. Even though Jimin didn't want to, he still followed behind him nervously. Yoongi knocked on the table. Excuse me, Professor June. June, angry, seeing Yoongi. What are you doing here? Yoongi, I came here for something very important. June, something important? Here? Sorry to say, Mr. Mafia King, but there is nothing important for you here. You can leave. Yoongi, I didn't come here as a Mafia King. I came here as my husband's guardian. June, why? Looked at Jimin. Aren't you a Mafia King? Your husband said he doesn't need studies anymore. His future is already set after marrying you. We all are here just for wasting his time. And if we say anything to him, you will shoot us? Yoongi looked at Jimin. Did you say that? Jimin just lowered his head silently. Jimin, sorry. Biting his lips. June, why are you giving him that look now? All this happened because of you. The child who used to top every exam missed his pre-finals. Now even if he wants, he can never top because he will marked absent in pre-finals. Is this what you wanted? You completely ruined his academic year. I raised him for 21 years. Check any record from school to university. He topped everywhere. Till today, nobody ever had a complaint against him. He never answered anyone back, never even spoke loudly to anyone, but he stayed with you only for 6 months, and you completely ruined the life of an obedient scholar student. Eyes filled with anger and pain. This is exactly what you wanted, right? That's why you trapped my innocent brother in your fake love just to fulfill your own needs. My brother, who once used to talk about fulfilling his dreams, now thinks becoming your husband is his biggest achievement. Are you happy now after ruining his life? Where are all those promises you made to us? Did your love disappear in just 6 months? Bitterly laughed. Love may means luxury and pleasure for you, but marriage is a huge responsibility. I already knew this would happen. Why are you silent now? Speak now. Shoot me. Isn't that what Mafia Kings do? Even I want to hear what you have to say about your husband's achievement. Let me see how proud you are of him. Are you satisfied after ruining his life? You trapped an innocent young boy just to satisfy your needs. You never loved him. You just want to use him. If you had ever loved him, even a little bit, you wouldn't have taken his future so lightly. You would have kept him under control instead of letting him use your name to scare everyone. I thought you were a bad person, but today you proved that apart from being a bad person, you are also a selfish husband who cares nothing about his husband's future. You have given him so much power to an innocent child who has never even learned how to use it, and you call yourself his guardian? Do you even know what that word means? How would an orphan who grew up without parents and never experienced a real life understand the meaning of one? How would a person who spent his entire life in the dark world of the mafia understand the value of a bright future? First, you snatched my brother away from me, and now you have destroyed his future too. Is this what you call love? Did you sacrifice a child for the sake of that love? Aren't you ashamed? No, I don't think you are capable of feeling even the slightest shame. A person who takes life can never build someone else's future. You have turned my brother into someone just like you. Now get out of here before I forget that I am a professor and you are the guardian of my student. Yungi listened to his every single word with his head lowered, his heart pierced from June's word, but not a single word came out of his mouth. He was deeply ashamed and hurt hearing all this. He stepped back silently and about to bow at 90 degrees when Jimin quickly grabbed his hand to stop him. Jimin, eyes filled with tears. No, no, please. I made the mistake. I will apologize. Yunki gently removed Jimin's hand. He didn't say a single word. He bowed 90 degrees and said, Yunki, I'm so sorry, Professor June. I have nothing else to say except this. I'm apologize from bottom of my heart. Sorry. Jimin felt shattered seeing the men who never bent before anyone, the men feared by everyone because of his reputation, bowing and apologizing for his mistakes. He felt helpless yet couldn't do anything. But Yoongi didn't stop there. He met the principal and apologized to him. Then he apologized to every professor, student, and even the canteen staff for his husband's behavior. Yoongi brought Jimin back home and gathered the entire staff in the living room. Yoongi bowed. None of you told me anything, but I checked the CCTV footage myself. I saw how my husband insulted all of you, insulted the food and misbehaved with everyone. I, Mafia King Min Yoongi, want to apologize to all of you. Turn towards Azuma. I know how much his words must have hurt you. I just want to say you one thing. You aren't just a headmaid. Without you, this house can't function. You are an irreplaceable part of this home, of my family. I'm really sorry of his words. Jimin stood there silently with tears in his eyes, watching everything. He never wanted to embarrass his husband like this. He himself didn't understand how things became so bad. His intention was never to hurt anyone. Before Jimin could walk towards Yoongi, Yoongi left from there. Jimin followed him upstairs and saw him shifting his belongings into the guest room. Jimin immediately ran towards him and grabbed his hand. Jimin, what are you doing? Yoongi, leave my hand. Jimin, I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. Yoongi, who am I to leave you? You wanted freedom, and I am giving you that. You are free to do whatever you want. Your husband is here to handle everything for you. He removed Jimin's hand and locked the guest room door. Jimin started banging on the door while crying desperately. Jimin, I'm sorry, Yoongi. I'm really ready to do anything. Just please talk to me. Don't leave me alone. Yoongi, Yoongi, open the door. I know I hurt you badly. Scold me, punish me, but at least talk to me. I can't bear this behavior. Yoongi, Yoongi, Yoongi. Jimin slowly slipped down onto the cold floor while continuously banging on the door. Jimin waited for hours outside the room. He cried, begged, and desperately wanted to hear Yoongi's voice, but Yoongi never opened the door. Jimin fell asleep, crying beside the door on the cold floor itself. All the servants, especially Azuma, felt heartbroken seeing his condition. They wanted to talk to Yoongi on Jimin's behalf, but they also knew Yoongi's anger was justified, and right now he wouldn't listen to anyone. Time skipped after 2 days. 2 days had already passed, and in these 2 days, Yoongi had turned completely cold. He neither looked at Jimin nor spoke to him. He simply left for work early in the morning and returned late at night. Even when they accidentally crossed paths inside the mansion, Yoongi walked past him as if he wasn't even there. Jimin finally understood. Yoongi wasn't just angry, he was hurt, deeply hurt, and this time he wasn't going to forgive him easily. That evening, Jimin stood nervously outside a small middle class house. His fingers tightened around the strap of the bag while tears blurred his eyes again. After gathering little courage, he slowly pressed the doorbell. Within seconds, the door opened. A tall, broad-shouldered man stood there holding a pink slipper in his one hand without even looking properly. He immediately started scolding loudly in rap style, showing the pink slipper. So both of you finally come back home? Whole day you two demons made my life miserable. Neighbors literally came to complain just now. Jimin, Jinhyang? Jin finally looked up. Oh my god, Minnie! The pink slipper slipped from his hand. Why are you standing outside? Come inside quickly. Jimin's eyes instantly turned watery. But, Junhyang? Jin, I will handle him later. But why are you crying? Did you do something? Dramatically started checking Jimin from head to toe in panic. Did he hit you? Tell me honestly, I brought brand new pink knife set yesterday itself. Jimin immediately shook his head vigorously. No, he didn't do anything. Jin, you first come inside. We will talk there. Jin brought Jimin inside the house. Jimin looked around silently. This was his childhood home. He had spent 21 years of his life here, but today he was hesitating. Jin gently pushed him onto the couch and handed him a glass of water. Jin, sit here comfortably and drink some water. It's your own house. Jimin looked at Jin with teary eyes. Aren't you mad at me? Jin gently wiped his tears. I was, and honestly, I still am, but this isn't the time to talk about that. First, tell me what happened. Why are you crying? If Yungi didn't do anything to you, if he dared to raise his hand on you, I will chop his hands off. I even brought my brand new pink knife set. Jimin, no, he didn't do anything. Before he could finish, two excited little voices echoed through the house. Cooking, Minnie, you came home? Climbed onto the couch and tightly hugged Jimin. Now Minnie doesn't go anywhere. T proudly showed his pocket stuffed with strawberries. Look, we brought tasty strawberries. Jin immediately grabbed both their ears. You two stole strawberries again, even after I warned you to not to. T. Wee, Mama, why are you turning Titi's cute ears into elephant ears? Jin, elephant ears. Wait, let me bring my pink sleeper first. Cookie puffed his cheeks. But why does Mama want to beat poor Titi and Cookie? Jin widened his eyes. Poor Titi and Cookie? First you steal from neighbor's garden and then call yourself innocent? T crossed his tiny arms stubbornly. Titi and Cookie didn't steal anything. Jin, then where did these pocketful of strawberries come from? Cookie, strawberry tea happily gave them to Titi and Cookie by itself. Jin placed both of their hands on his waist. The strawberry tree happily gave them to you by itself, Teacock nodded their heads vigorously. Yes, Mama. Jin, stop making stories. First of all, strawberries don't grow on trees, they grow on shrub. And secondly, plants don't hand over strawberries to children themselves, quietly accept that both of you stole them. T stood on the couch while placing his tiny hands on his vest exactly like Jin. If we didn't steal them, then why should we accept it? Cooking. We gave water to strawberry tree, so in return strawberry tree gave us tasty sweet strawberries. T. And we even said thank you to strawberry tree. Jin. Then why did you two color the neighbor's dog? T. Proudly, because doggy was white color. Titi doesn't like plain white things, so Titi and Cookie made doggy colorful. Cookie. And now doggy is very happy. Cookie even made Superman cape for doggy using Mama's new scarf. Now doggy can protect everyone like Superman. Jin nearly had a heart attack. You two made dog clothes using my new scarf. Looked around dramatically. Where did my pink sleeper go? Come here, both of you. Whole day you two tortured me. You never listen to anything I say. Just wait till your dad comes home today. He will fix your brain properly. Jin picked up his pink sleeper and started chasing Teacock around the house. Teacock ran with their tiny legs while screaming dramatically. Watching all this, Jimin became even more emotional. Just a few months ago, he used to be the part of this childish mischiefs too. His innocent, playful behavior never hurt anyone, but today, because of him, his husband was deeply hurt. Because of him, everyone suffered. Teacock immediately stopped running when they noticed Jimin crying silently. Both quickly ran towards him. Worriedly, T gently wiped Jimin's tears with his tiny baby hands. T.
Minnie, don't cry. Why are you crying?
Cookie angrily looked at Jin.
Why did Mama beat Minnie?
Jin, stop giving me that look. I didn't beat him.
Then why is Minnie crying?
Jin, how would I know? Since he came here, he has only been crying. Cookie climbed onto Jimin's lap.
Minnie, did that cat man scold you? Minnie doesn't need to worry. Few days ago, Tata brought new boxing gloves for Cookie. Cookie will beat that cat man with boxing gloves.
Jimin quickly wiped his tears. No, Yoongi didn't do anything. He just... Before he could continue, the main door opened. June entered the house while removing his glasses. June, Ginny, why was the main door open? Mrs. Choi met me outside and said the... Stop the moment he saw Jimin. What are you doing here? Jimin immediately stood up nervously. Young. June coldly pointed towards the door. Get out of my house right now. Didn't you hear me? Grabbed Jimin's arm and started dragging him towards the door. This house is far too small for your status now. You don't need this place anymore. Jin immediately ran between them. Junie, what are you doing? Leave Minnie's hand. Gently put Jimin behind himself protectively. He is already trouble enough and you are treating him like this. June looked at Jin angrily. Did you forget what he did? Jin, I didn't forget anything, but can't you put your anger aside for some time? June, never. Move away. Jimin quickly stepped forward. Please don't fight because of me. June Hyang, I need your help. Final exams are in 1 month and I'm not prepared at all. Please teach me. June, why do you need studies anymore? Your husband is a mafia king. Your future is already set. Didn't you say this in the principal cabin? I can't help you. Leave. Jimin, Hyang, please don't say that. You are my only hope. I'm sorry. June, I already said no once. Don't you understand? Get lost from here. Here is no one who can help the husband of Mafia King. Jin immediately glared at him. Junie, what are you saying? I understand your anger as a brother, but as a professor, you can't refuse to help your student. It's your duty. When they all were busy, Taekook suddenly ran towards their room and came back dragging their piggy banks. Taekook,
Dada!
June looked confused. Now, what's this? T proudly raised his piggy bank.
Piggy banks!
June, that I can already see. Why are you showing them to me? Cookie carefully placed his piggy bank on table.
This is Minnie's tuition fee. Mama said nothing comes free. Everything has a price.
T.
So now Titi and Cookie are giving Minnie's fees to Dada. Dada can't refuse to teach Minnie now.
June, so all of you teamed up against me now. T tilted his head innocently.
What team up? Does Dada always say studies are important?
Cookie.
Titi and Cookie will help Dada.
Jin smiled proudly. Now you can't refuse anymore. Look towards Jimin. Go. Wait in my room. I will send snacks for you. Jimin looked at everyone. Thank you. Left. Under pressure of Jin and Taekook, June finally agreed to teach Jimin. Every day, Jimin started coming there for few hours and sincerely focused on his studies. Time skipped after 3 months. 3 months had already passed, yet, even after all this time, Yoongi still wasn't talking to Jimin. He neither shouted at him nor punished him anymore. He simply stayed distant, and Jimin was trying everything possible to melt that silence. His final exams had ended, the result had already been announced yet, and today, for the first time after months, hope had appeared inside Jimin's heart again. Right now, he was standing inside the kitchen beside Azuma while trying to cook dinner nervously. He had already apologized to Azuma and all the servants long ago. Now only Yoongi left to forgive him. Azuma carefully looked at the sauce while guiding him. Azuma, very good. Keep stirring it like this. The more you stir, the smoother it will become. Jimin dramatically sighed while holding the spoon. Oof, I tired already. I never knew cooking was this difficult. I just hope Yoongi likes it. Azuma smiled. Of course he will. You worked so hard to make this. Gently fixed his messy apron. You mixed your love into it. Just wait and see. Today Yoongi will definitely become happy after seeing your result and eating this dinner. He will forgive you. Jimin instantly looked at her hopefully. Really? Azuma side hugged him. Really? Nothing is greater than genuine repentance. Just keep trying sincerely like this. The dining table was beautifully decorated. Jimin had even placed Yoongi's favorite dishes carefully himself. Beside the plate rested the result sheet he had hidden excitedly. He was so nervous. Time slowly kept passing, but Yoongi still didn't return. Azuma tried a lot to feed Jimin his food, but he was so stubborn. Hours kept passing. The food slowly became cold, but Jimin still sat there waiting silently. Yoongi returned late at night. Jimin instantly stood up forcefully. Jimin, Yoongi, you came back, rubbed his eyes. Let's eat dinner. Yoongi, I already had dinner outside. Jimin smiled faded instantly. But I made all this by my. Before he could even complete his sentence, Yoongi left to the guest room without looking at him. Jimin was hurt by Yoongi's this behavior. He followed him to talk with him, but Yoongi didn't reply him. He came to garden and stood right below the balcony connected to Yoongi's guest room and looked upward with teary eyes. Heavy rain was falling. He shouted loudly through the rain. Jimin, Yoongi, I'm sorry. Please talk to me. I'm dying to hear your voice. Yoongi, Yoongi. Heavy rain kept pouring over him mercilessly. Azuma quickly came outside holding an umbrella. Azuma, Jimin, what are you doing? Come inside with me right now, or you will fall sick. Rain never suits your health. Go inside. Jimin stubbornly stepped away from the umbrella. No, I'm not going anywhere. I want to talk to Yoongi. I'm tired of trying again and again. Today I want answer from him. I accepted my mistake. I know I shouldn't have done all those things. But what can I do now? The mistakes already happened. He can scold me, hit me, punish me however he wants. But at least talk to me at once. Looked towards the balcony desperately. He doesn't even want to talk to me anymore. Was my mistake really so big that it can't even be forgiven? You should go inside. I will also see how long he keeps ignoring me. If he is stubborn, then I am even more stubborn than him.
Hyungi, Hyungi, Hyungi.
Azuma helplessly looked at him for a few seconds before going upstairs towards the guest room. When she entered inside, she saw Yoongi already standing near the balcony, silently looking down at Yoongi. Azuma immediately walked towards him and grabbed his hand. Azuma, I'm tired of this drama now. You are coming downstairs with me right now and ending all this anger. Yoongi, Azuma, what are you doing? I'm not going anywhere. After some times, he will get tired himself and return to his room. Azuma, no, he won't. I know him very well. Once he decides something, he never steps back without completing it. What exactly in your problem? When you care about him this much, then why don't you show it? He deserves to know the truth too. Right now, he thinks you abandoned him, but the truth is, you have been standing beside him like shadow all this time. Yoongi, my unconditional love became the biggest obstacle in his future. Eyes again moved towards Jimin standing in the rain. He started believing that if I am beside him, then he doesn't need to worry about anything anymore. He even started taking his own future lightly. I gave him freedom because I wanted him to live happily, not because I wanted him to destroy himself. Azuma, relationships are tied with very delicate threads. If even one side pulls too hard, then they break very easily, and once relationship breaks, even if they got fixed later, knots always remain. Yes, Jimin made mistakes, I agree. He should never have used your power like that, but he corrected himself too. 3 months are enough for anyone to understand their mistakes. I personally saw so many changes in him. If you continue this distance now, it will start affecting your relationship. He's still a child emotionally. He will take time to understand things properly. You need patience. In your relationship, you will always have to take the first step. He will make mistakes and you will have to forgive him, Yoongi. You can't leave him like this. He even left his family for you. Look, what is he doing? Yoongi, I understand, Azuma, but suddenly a loud third sound echoed from outside. Yoongi instantly looked down from balcony and his entire face lost color. Yoongi screamed his lungs out, Jimin! Jimin had collapsed unconscious in the middle of the rain. Yoongi immediately ran downstairs with Azuma. His heart was beating wildly. Rain soaked him completely within seconds as he collapsed beside Jimin on the wet ground. Yoongi, Jimin, open your eyes. Quickly patted Jimin's pale, cold cheeks. Look, I'm here. Jimin, open your eyes. Azuma, he fainted because of this heavy rain. Quickly take him inside and change his clothes. I will call the doctor. He carefully lifted unconscious Jimin into his arms and ran back inside towards their room. Time skipped in the morning. Jimin slowly opened his eyes and found himself laying in their room. There was no one beside him before he could get up and go towards the guest room to look for Yoongi. The room door opened. Yoongi entered inside, carrying medicine and bottle of water. Yoongi, where? Where are you going? Quickly touched Jimin's forehead. How's your fever now? Jimin, fever? Yoongi, yes, fever. After the stunt you pulled yesterday, you got a high fever. Do you even know you passed out in the rain? I spent the whole night changing cold strip on your forehead. Jimin suddenly pushed Yoongi onto the bed. Yoongi got startled. Before he could react, Jimin climbed onto his chest and tightly hugged him. Yoongi, what are you doing? Leave me. Jimin innocently tightened his grip even more stubbornly. No, I won't leave you. You will leave me again and go back to that stupid guest room. I will burn that guest room down. Yoongi, I'm not going anywhere. Now leave me. The door is still open. What if Azuma sees us like this? What will she think? Jimin, I don't care. I just want you. Yoongi slowly wrapped his arms around Jimin and gently patted his back. I'm here. I'm not going to the guest room. Jimin, you know you are really bad. I hate you. Yoongi gently pressed Jimin's pouty cheeks. But I still love you. Made him sit on the bed. Now sit here properly. We need to talk. Jimin stubbornly. No, I'm comfortable here. Yoongi, but I'm not. Once I said I'm not going anywhere. You should trust me. Now tell me what happened. Jimin, my final exams results came yesterday and I yesterday cooked for you for the first time with so much love and effort, but you didn't even eat it. Do you even know how hard I worked? I didn't even eat anything since the afternoon because I wanted us to have dinner together. I thought we would celebrate my result together, but you didn't even look at me once. Yoongi, now you understand how it feels when someone put effort and love into making food and the other person refuse to eat it? When you throw away food just because you wanted something else, how do you think Azuma felt? Jimin, I already apologized to her and she forgave me long ago. Only you never forgive me. Yoongi, who told you that? I also forgave you a long time ago. Jimin, liar. If you forgive me, then why weren't you talking to me? Why were you ignoring me? Yoongi, to teach you lesson so that next time you never repeat something like this again. You know I'm a mafia king. I have so many enemies. Some are visible and some are hidden. I can't protect you every second. If you keep shouting everyone that your husband is a mafia king, someone can use that against you. Someone can hurt you. Power always comes with responsibility. You need to become my strength, not my weakness. And about your result, I was even more curious about your result than you. I already went to the university and checked your result before you could even show me. Jimin, then why did you leave me alone? Do you know how much I missed you? Yoongi, I never left you alone. I was always beside you, whether you went to university or to study with June. I even saw you stealing fruits from trees with Teacock and playing with animals. Jimin, surprised. You saw that? Yoongi, I just never came in front of you because I didn't want to distract you from your studies. Jimin hugged him tightly again. Next time, if I make mistake, just scold me instant. You can even hit me if you want. Junhyang always hit me whenever I made mistake. Then Jinhyang hit Junhyang for hitting me. Yungi, I'm a mafia king. Do you think you will survive my beatings? Your hand can hit you, but I can never. Jimin, your ignorance hurt more than Junhyang's hitting. Yungi, then never do something again that force you to bear my ignorance. Jimin, I promise I won't. So now everything is alright? Yungi, no, one thing is still left. Jimin, what thing? Yungi, come with me, I will show you. Time is skipped in the evening. Everything had finally become alright inside Min Mansion, but in Kim family, nothing was alright. Super strict Professor Kim Namjoon was currently surrounded by his dangerous trio, his husband and twin sons, and the three of them had completely teamed up against him. June helplessly adjusted his glasses while standing in middle of the living room. June, stop giving me those looks. I was busy, okay? It just slipped from my mind. I forgot to book the dining table. Jin immediately raised his pink frying pan threateningly. You
T. Does Tata forget reading books? Does Tata forget going to university?
cooking, crossing his tiny arms while wearing his boxing gloves.
Does Tata forget scolding students? Then how did Tata forget to book dining table?
Jin aggressively pointed the frying pan towards him. There is no dinner for you today. Stay hungry for whole week. June, whole damn week? Are you serious? You know I can't stay hungry. T.
Then become habitual, Tata.
Nobody needs to stay hungry. We bring everyone's favorite food. Everyone immediately turned around to hear a familiar voice and got froze. Junmin were standing near the entrance holding several food tiffins. Tigung instantly screamed excitedly and ran towards them. T.
Minnie!
tightly hugged Jimin's leg. Cookie
Catman!
directly hugged Yoongi's leg dramatically. Yoongi, my name is Yoongi and I'm a human, not cat. Jin, Minnie, Yoongi, come inside. Yoongi, sorry, the door was open, so we came inside directly. Jin, it's alright. Give me the tiffins. I will serve dinner. Yoongi, wait a minute. Walked towards June, handed him a paper. This is for you. June, it's Minnie's result. Why are you showing this to me? Yoongi, he didn't top, but he also didn't feel. June, I already know this. What exactly are you trying to prove? Yoongi, that day I had no answer to your questions, but today I do. I didn't marry your brother because of his beauty or for my own needs. I married your brother because I fell in love with his innocence, and that love only keeps increasing with every passing day. You were right about one thing, that I'm an orphan, and maybe that's exactly why I understand the value of family better than anyone else. My intention was never to separate Jimin from all of you. If that was my intention, then today he wouldn't even he standing here with his family. I became selfish. I never received love in my life, so I just wanted to keep Jimin beside me. I feel peace when I'm with him. Yes, my life is filled with darkness. That's why I want his future to stay bright. I don't know whether you will trust me or not, but I never allowed my love to overpower Jimin's future. I always maintained a line between love and responsibility and fulfilled it sincerely. I never misused my power, but yes, maybe my love became so overwhelming that I forget to control it. Your excessive strictness made him rebellious, and my excessive love made him careless. But I have learned to control my love, and Jimin has learned his lesson too. He won't repeat those mistakes again. We never actually ran away and got married. We only signed marriage papers at registrar office. The real wedding is still left. I know you raised Jimin like your own child. You must have dreamed a lot about his wedding. I never wanted to take those dreams away from you. Please marry us properly so that an orphan like me can also finally have a family. Jin placed his hand on Jun's shoulder. Leave everything behind now. Old matters only keep stretching like rubber. The more we pull them, the wise thing is accepting today. Yoongi is best for our Minnie, and our Minnie is happiest with him. What more do we want? Let them marry properly, and let's include Yoongi into our family. Please end this hatred now. Before June could answer, Tico went to Yoongi and dramatically said in adult voice,
Cookie, if Catman wants to marry Minnie, then Catman must fulfill Cookie's demand first.
Yoongi immediately bent to his level. What demand?
Cookie, Catman should take Titi and Cookie to Catman's big mansion.
Yoongi, all of you are always welcome there.
T, will there be tissue strawberry tree?
Yoongi, no, there is no strawberry plant. Looked at his sad pout. But I will grow lots of strawberries there, especially for you.
T, then Titi and Cookie approve Catman to marry Minnie.
Cookie noticed June quietly walking towards the door.
Tata, where are you going?
June, someone has to print wedding cards and book wedding hall too. Jimin ran towards June and tightly hugged him. Thank you so much, Yang. June hugged him back. Consider it your graduation gift. Jin joined in hug. Congratulations, Minnie. Cookie hugged Jimin's leg.
Cookie will also go with Minnie.
T hugged Jimin's other leg.
Titi will go too to protect this strawberries.
June looked towards Yoongi, who was just smiling there quietly. Are you going to keep standing there smiling or join family hug too? Yoongi joined in hug. Thank you so much for accepting me into your family. Jin immediately corrected him. Our family. Jimin, now let's eat dinner quickly. Proudly, I prepared dinner for everyone today. Yoongi looked at him. You prepared? Jimin, Yoongi is also.
Oh, help me. Let's go. I'm starving.
And with that, they finally had their first family dinner together. Jimin couldn't stop talking, Jin couldn't stop scolding June, and Tico couldn't stop fighting over the piece of food. Yoongi smiled to see the chaos and finally feeling like having a family. Time skipped after few days. A few days had already passed. Today, Yunmin were finally getting married properly in front of everyone. Marriage officiant. Do you, Min Jungi, take Park Jimin to your lawfully wedded husband to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish till death do you apart? Jungi, holding Jimin's hand. Yes, I do. Marriage officiant. Do you, Park Jimin, take Min Jungi to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish till death do you apart? Jimin looked at Jungi with a warm smile. Yes, I do. Marriage officiant. I now declare both of you husbands. You may kiss each other. Jungi pulled Jimin closer by his waist and pulled him in a warm, protective kiss. Everyone started clapping and cheering for newly wedded couple except T-Cook because their eyes were covered by their parents' hands. Azuma quietly wiped her tears with a big smile. Sometimes one mistake is enough to destroy years of discipline, but one realization is also enough to change a person completely. The one who once took love and power lightly finally understood their value after losing the warmth he was used to, and the one who stayed silent for months still couldn't stop himself from caring for him in anger too. No matter how angry love becomes, real love never stops caring. It only grows stronger after every mistake. Sometimes freedom without responsibility slowly turns into self destruction. Love isn't proven by giving someone everything they want, but by guiding them when they lose their way. The people who truly love us are the ones who correct us, protect our future, and stay even after our mistakes hurt them. Respect, discipline, and gratitude are the real foundation of every relationship. No matter how powerful or rich someone becomes, a sincere apology, hard work, and the courage to change can heal even the deepest misunderstandings. The end. Arthur's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. It was a requested story for one shot. I hope I didn't disappoint you. Nothing is good in excess, neither freedom nor strictness. Excessive strictness can make a child rebellious, while excessive freedom can make them careless. Physical punishment may teach discipline, but mental punishment and self realization help a person truly learn their lesson. Just like Jimin did, what Yoongi's love and Joon's strictness couldn't teach Jimin, his own self realization did. Yoongi also proved to Joon that he didn't marry Jimin because of his needs or Jimin's beauty. He truly loves him. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with a new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.